Over 60% of Americans now support the legalization of psychedelic therapy, and RFK even tweeted this a few months ago.
Seed oils.
Science is finally catching up to what the hippies and indigenous people have known for a long time. When used in the right context, psychedelics can be dramatically healing for mental health. In particular, there's been tons of research showing that psilocybin, aka shrooms, can be super effective against depression when combined with therapy. But despite this research, celebrity endorsements, and news headlines, psilocybin is still federally illegal. So when will this type of treatment become widely available? The answer is kind of complicated, but here I'll try to explain it as simple as possible. Currently, psilocybin is a Schedule I substance, and therefore, according to the federal government, has no accepted medical use. In order to change this so that it can be used in therapy, there would need to be a series of clinical trials proving that psilocybin can be used safely and effectively to treat depression in a large population of people. As of November 2025, there are 3 such trials ongoing, with results for all 3 expected in 2026. If the respective results are positive, each company would then apply for FDA approval, which is a process that would take approximately a year. Therefore, the absolute earliest we would see federally legalized psilocybin therapy is probably around 2027, which feels pretty far away, but I've got good news. The process I've just described is specifically for federal approval, which would apply to the whole country, but federal approval isn't everything. Individual states are allowed to create their own laws regarding psychedelic therapy legalization, which override the federal government. This is the same way that cannabis is still considered federally illegal, yet you can buy it pretty much everywhere. With that said, you're probably wondering what the status of psychedelic therapy legalization is in your state. The only states with fully established legal psilocybin therapy programs are Oregon, Colorado, and New Mexico. But many other states have active legislation to create similar programs in the next few years. Therefore, to answer the question, when will psychedelic therapy for depression be available? Unless you live in Oregon, Colorado, or New Mexico, you likely won't be able to receive legal psilocybin treatment for depression until 2027. However, that doesn't mean you can't benefit from psychedelic medicine. In this video, I've been specifically referring to legal psychedelic therapy, where you receive psilocybin under the supervision of a trained, state-registered facilitator. For many people, especially those with severe mental illness or who feel most comfortable in a traditional medical setting, this will be an amazing option when it becomes available. But it isn't the only option. Let's be real, hippies and indigenous people have been using psychedelics as a healing tool for many, many years. The concept of psychedelic therapy is a relatively new phenomenon, and is just our culture's attempt to assimilate psychedelics into our existing healthcare system. It's a wonderful initiative and will hopefully allow psychedelics to help as many people as possible. But personally, I've been able to safely use psychedelics to dramatically improve my own mental health without ever being in a legal medical setting. And I know many other people who would say the same. So if you're someone who decides that you would still like to explore psychedelic medicine outside of a legal setting, accepting the risks that come with that, there are many legal resources out there that can help you do so more safely and effectively. There are great books, podcasts, retreats, community groups, and even psychedelic coaches like myself. While coaches don't perform therapy, they can provide similar components of structure, support, and safety for those who choose to engage with psychedelics on their own. In my next video, I'll go more in depth on some of my favorite resources that have helped me explore psychedelics intentionally and purposefully. So to recap, legal psilocybin therapy for depression likely won't be available in your state for a few years. For people with severe mental illness or who feel most comfortable in a traditional medical setting, this will be an amazing opportunity when it becomes available. However, for those interested in exploring psychedelic medicine outside of a legal setting, accepting the risks that come with that, there are many resources out there that can help us explore psychedelics with more intention, safety, and purpose. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for my next video where I'll go more in depth on these resources.